The Four Horsemen have invited the community to join them in a Christmas Santa build. For that this year, I'm going to be using this Hot Wheels 70s van. While I love the casting, I always love a good van build. This is one of the Hot Wheels art cars. And if there's something I really don't like, it's the art cars series. Fortunately, the van isn't as ugly as most of the art cars. This, I was surprised that the interior was clear. All of the interior. Didn't expect that. So got it apart, threw it in the stripper. Citrus strip is what I use to strip the paint. Checking it out, it did need to be cleaned up a little bit. There's some areas that are going to require filing. But before that, I drilled it. And this time around, I used self-tapping screws. And only because, why not? If there's one thing that I'm consistent with, it's my inconsistency. A lot of times I'll tap these, drill and tap. Sometimes I'll use self-tapping screws. It just, whatever happens to hit me at the time. Now, like I mentioned a moment ago, this thing needs a little cleanup. And so I end up filing the areas of the casting that I thought needed help. And that's something that I enjoy doing it on all castings. It doesn't matter if they're brand new like this one or they're beat to hell like some of the others I've done. Even the new castings have areas that really benefit from just a little cleanup. There's areas where there's excess metal. There's areas that are just not as smooth as they should be. And I find that doing this just gets you a better result. And isn't that what we're always after anyway? Is a better result? Whether or not we're happy with the end result at the end. I think even when we are, we wish we could have done it a little better. I know that's true of me. But for this one, I file it like I usually do. This is highly accelerated, and I've cut out a lot of the filing anyway. After I get through filing it, like you see here, I do go over it with the Dremel tool with the red buffing wheel. And I find that also helps smooth anything else out. It's not too intense of a wheel, and yet at the same time, it does have an impact. It does get it ready for paint. I enjoy doing that as a final thing. I know a lot of people use wire wheels. I use wire wheels as well. But even when I do that, I know it almost looks like the gauzy tap. Even when I use the wire wheels, I still go over it afterwards with the red buffing wheel. IPA, I like to use. Isopropyl alcohol is what IPA is. And I like to go over the casting in the end before paint with that to get any oils off the casting, to clean up any residue of any kind that's still on there. And it's always worked really well for me. And you can't beat that IPA is super cheap either. Super cheap, like me. And it gets it looking good. I did hit this with Color Shot paints. The first was to lay down the Color Shot primer. These are all rattle can paints. The paint color that you see there, that gray, is called Shark with 3 exclamation marks. And then once these decals go on, after I've let them dry, I go over it with the Color Shot Gloss Clear. I really shorten the decal process here. These decals, again, like the last Nightmare Before Christmas build that I did, these are also from Chiquita Toys on Whatnot. I've been pretty darn happy with the decals that I've got from her. And so no complaints there at all. They go on really easily. I do use microset, as you see there, to prepare the surface for the decal. And then once I have them all on, I go over them with micro sol just to get them to really suck down into the paint and into the contours of the casting. It's worked really well for me. I've been happy with the results. So that's the process I do. I don't show you the micro sol that I use. I generally do that probably within an hour after the decals go on. Something like that. I let them dry a little, and then I hit it with the micro saw. The clear interior was bugging me. Obviously, I want the windshield to be clear, but I wanted to paint the interior black, so I mask off, and I do it on the inside and outside of the windshield. I mask it off because after I mask it off, I end up spraying it flat black. And I want that dashboard to be black. And so that's the reason I'm taking a little extra care here on the interior side, using the Tamiya paint first to get that nice fine line that you can get with that. And then using the blue painter's tape from all of the other masking, where the edge isn't as critical, because I've used that Tamiya tape for that initial sharp or crisp edge that I want. And I'm kind of being sloppy here on the outside, on that underside that you see here, like below the windshield area on the front, because all of that's hidden by the front of the casting anyway. So I didn't need the care that I needed on the inside with the dashboard. And again, I am happy with the results of painting that interior flat black. Didn't do anything else special to the interior. I did a couple details, and you'll see that later. One set of wheels just fell out of the casting. The other set of wheels I needed to pop out, because obviously I'm going to do a wheel swap on this. Those wheels are just ugly that come with it. I do use an axle tube and cut a little bead, as if you've watched my videos before, you've seen me do. I only needed one bead in this case, because only one of the axles needed to be shortened. The other axle was a perfect length. I did use reel riders, actual Hot Wheels reel riders from one of their sets that they have. And just so after I cut the end of the axle, slip the bead on there, cut the axle down to the size I wanted. Slip the bead on, hit it with some CA glue, and then pull that bead back out using the wheel itself to get it close to the edge. This process has worked really well for me. It's easier for me to do than, say, putting the axle tube in, cutting the holes in the axle tube, and then just cutting end axles and sliding those into the tube. That's just a more cumbersome process for me to do. Others do it fantastically without any seeming effort. Not so for me. After taking the masking tape off and everything, I decided to use flits on the front windshield just to polish it up a little bit more. Not that it was in bad shape. I mean, again, this is a brand new casting, but it wasn't perfect. I don't know if you can see it there in the reflection or not, but there were just some slight imperfections that needed to be cleaned up. Use this pointed Q-tip to do it. And pop the wheels back on there. I think I have the pointed Q-tips in my Amazon storefront, if I remember right. I do have the baby bottle warmer in there that I showed in a recent short. Did use the baby bottle warmer to warm the paint when I painted this casting. Again, I couldn't be any happier. For less than $20 for that baby bottle warmer, and there's a bunch of them out there. This one was under $20. It's nice to have the paint spray so well once it's heated up. And I heat it up and then I shake the can. There you saw I detailed the interior a little bit, did a couple gauges on the dash and the steering wheel. Nothing spectacular. I just picked out some of the details that were there. Didn't do anything else. I considered dry brushing the seats and things like that. And I thought, bah, humbug. This is, I think, the third Nightmare Before Christmas casting that I've done. It might be 4. But I know I still have this one and 2 others here. I'm really happy with these decals. Again, as I mentioned before, how they turn out. You'll see it in the turntable shot, and possibly best in the glamour shots at the end. But I did do some really tiny California license plate with the name Jack on them. Again, just for fun. It's easier because of the shape of where the license plate goes. It's easier to see the front plate than the back because of a curve to the back area. Rolls like a champ. So there you see the ugly art car where this started out. You'll see the end results here in a second. But I'd like to thank the Four Horsemen for hosting this event. It's always fun. I believe the drop date on these videos this year is December 23rd. I'm releasing this a few days before that because of some things I have going on. So everybody check out all of the Four Horsemen builds for this event and everyone that participates in the event. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's there. Oh, I also detailed the front grille on this. I hadn't mentioned that before. The details there, I just picked it out. And, things like the side marker lights and little stuff like that. There you can kind of see the license plate down there, maybe kind of sort of, but you can see it easier on the front. I think the wheels are a good choice. Those front wheels do just barely clear. Here you go. There you get to see the front one. And it says Jack. So I'm looking forward to all of the other builds in this event. There's some glamour shots coming up, along with 2 or 3 glamour shots of this, along with the other 2 Nightmare Before Christmas castings I have laying around here right now. Everybody, thank you for all of your support during the year, over all the years for that matter. And I truly appreciate that you take the time to watch these videos, and hopefully you enjoy them. Hope you like these builds, and I'm having fun doing them. I'm hoping to do more, a lot more next year than I've done this year. I've kind of been distracted at the end of the year. I imagine you all noticed that. But everybody, thank you again so much. Have a very Merry Christmas and a fantastic 2026. Catch you in the next one.